Oh man, I've been looking forward to this, honestly. I mean, come on. You all know the memes, the objections, rather. People pointing at each other, usage of logic, and some very questionable court decisions, but I'm not a lawyer, so let's just go on. Episode 1, the first turnabout. Let's do this. This guy to the left gives me some really iffy feelings, I don't know why. Then again, so does the central guy, so yeah. I am here! Ooh, the blood is dripping. Oh yeah, you're fucked. You're fucked, mate.
Damn it! Why me?
I can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. August 3rd, 9:47 AM. District Court. Defendant Lobby number 2. Boy, am I nervous. Right. Oh, hiya, Chief. You've got a big personality as always.
I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed.
You shouldn't be. I haven't even had a case yet, and you're complimenting me already?
Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this.
You know what, that is right. I should go back. Something much more easier, like, I don't know, tax fraud?
It says a lot about you, and your client as well.
No, don't get me started. Banks? Actually, it's because I owe him a favor.
A favor? You mean you knew the defendant for this case?
Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. It's one of the reasons I became an attorney.
Well, that's news to me.
I want to help him out any way I can.
It's over! My life, everything, it's all over! Is that your client screaming over there?
Yeah, it's him. Oh my god, look at this moron!
Derek!
Hey there, Larry. Could you, like, get out of my face? You're embarrassing me.
Dude, I'm so guilty! Tell them I'm guilty! Give it a death sentence! I ain't afraid to die!
You're sweating bullets, mate. What's wrong with you, Larry?
Oh, it's all over! Finish! Finish! I can't live in a world without it, I can't! Who took that worry from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, I'm Rick, you got it too, I'm He took my baby away!
My name is TigerfaceSwe. Here's the story, and you're not going to like it. Oh, we're faced with this image again. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Bird. Yeah. August 3rd, 10 AM. District Court, courtroom number 2. Wait another 15 minutes and we will get an academic quarter.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts.
I can't believe I'm saying that name.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor!
The, defense is ready, Your Honor?
Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous.
Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves.
Thank you for the, advice. Santa Claus Karl Marx, ...
Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness.
Yes, Your Honor. Hands shaking, eyesight fading. His palms are sweating, knees weak. Mom spaghetti.
The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case.
That's easy. That's obviously Phoenix Wright, not this Larry Butts. Defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor.
Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name?
Whew, I know this one. Glad I read a case report cover to cover so many times. It's... wait.
Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name?
Well, I do know the defendant's name, so ask him. Oh, the victim. Oh, of course, I know the victim's name. Chase. We've got Mia Fey. She's obviously not my, she's not, obviously not the victim. And we got Cinder Block. Go Cinder Block. Oh, wasn't it Miss Block? Miss Block. I'm just fucking with you, Your Honor.
Right. If you forget something, use tabs to check the code.
Yes, I know. You don't have to remember me about jogging my memory. I am perfectly capable of doing this. The victim's name is Cindy Stone, not Cinder Block. That was a joke.
Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was?
Yeah. But, to play the devil's advocate, that was a joke. Let's check the cause record. Yeah. Cause of death, loss of blood due to blunt trauma. Well, there we have it. Hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object.
Correct. You answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure.
Well done. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne.
Oh, nice name.
Yes, Your Honor.
As Mr. Wright has told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Do you explain to the court just what that object was?
The murder weapon was the cinder block. It was the statue of the thinker. It was found lying in the floor next to the victim.
And you didn't check your fingerprints?
We see, the court accepted it into evidence.
Statue added to the court record.
Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in the court.
Well, I mean, as far as I can tell, this is taking place in a fictionalized version of America. We do have alternatives for ammunition, but then again, I would be the one in the defendant's chair.
Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call his first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand.
Chief? What do I do now?
Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get a chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready.
I'll be ready, alright. Right.
Ahem! Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you?
Hey, watch it, buddy! We look great together! We'll run you into a trip after a more gently.
One is a fictional example, and the other one is a historical example, but there's one thing they share together, and what is that? They all died.
I wasn't done. She wasn't taking my phone calls. Was so angry. Over. What's the deal anyway? Mr. Bratz, what you described as the other woman being by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas to London the day before the murder. You're under the victim's passport. According to this, she wasn't in Paris until the day before she died.
The victim apparently arrived home from Paris on the 7th. Am I an idiot? How 13th of July, the day before the murder.
Dude, no way! I'm gonna go surf away now.
The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies.
Daddies? Sugar?
Oh no.
clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. She was a fart.
My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. I agree.
I'm going to I'm just gonna drop the red.
Please do.
I believe the accuser's motive is clear to everyone. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not?
Look at his eyes. Peppercorns.
Well, did you or did you not?
Well, maybe I do have it.
Are you an idiot? Answer the goddamn question and answer it truthfully. He went. What do I do? Well, I'll have him answer honestly. I know, I'll send him a single.
Tell the truth, idiot.
Oh, yeah, I was there. I went.
Order. Well, Mr. Bugs,
There's nothing to be shell about here.
She wasn't home, man. It's like, are this real?
Is that your objection? Holy shit.
Your Honor, the defendant is lying.
lying.
The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Watson's lying.
Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your assistant witness?
The man who found the victim's body just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
This is a very excitable round.
Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is bad. I know, I think we can manage.
On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Side to the stand.
Where's him?
Mr. Solid, you sell newspaper subscription.
Oh my god. I just realized. Saw it. Well, not only saw it, but did it. oh yes, newspapers, yes. You kind of look like the Happy Mask salesman.
Mr. Solid, you may proceed with your testimony.
With his testimony, dramatic title. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. And I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead! I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly, it was 1 PM. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. I can't defend you against a testimony like that, though I'm sure you can. Because I actually just figured out one thing that doesn't add up. The thing that Mr. Saw it, did it, whatever, said. It was 1 PM. But she couldn't have died by that time.
Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Isn't a man leaving an apartment a common sight? I find it odd you would take notice of him. I don't know. He just seemed strange to me, that's all. Like he was mad, and yet frightened at the same time. It's like a criminal fleeing the scene of a crime. The defense requests that the witness refrain from conjecture.
Of course, what the witness means is that the man he saw looked suspicious. So what happened next?
I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Half open, you say? Yes, the door was open halfway, yes. But was it half closed? I watched for a moment, but no one came close to the door. That's odd in a big city like this, I thought. Yeah, exactly, where are we?
I see, and what happened next?
Thinking it's strange, I looked inside the apartment. That is not normal.
Hold it!
What gave you the idea to do that? Well, the door was half open, you see. Isn't it only human to want to... No. We climb mountains because they are there. It's the same thing. It's not comparable, you idiot.
I've never been spoken. Anyone will look inside.
You are an idiot too, you turtle-looking...
Bitch.
Why did Payne cut him off so quickly?
So, you looked into the apartment. What happened then?
Then I saw her. Again, I should stop myself reading these, because I've already read it. Are you sure she was dead? Well, no, I guess I wasn't. But she wasn't moving at all, and there was blood everywhere. I guess that would look fatal to anyone. Very well, what happened next? Stop it. So you didn't touch anything in the apartment? Yes. I mean, no, nothing. Okay, what happened next? I thought to call the police immediately.
Hold it!
You thought to call the police? Does that mean you didn't actually call them?
Please, listen to the rest of the testimony. You thought to call the police. What happened next? Hold it!
The phone in her apartment wasn't working? Yeah, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. Yes! I mean, no. No, it wasn't. Right. But you said you didn't go to the apartment. Or did you? Oh, that? I can explain now. There was a cordless phone on the shelf in the entranceway. I reached inside and tried using that to call.
And that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next?
I went to a nearby park and found a public phone.
Hold it!
Why use a public phone? Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone. You're way behind with the times, man.
Being in the middle of the afternoon, there were no answer at the nearby apartments.
Why am I giving him Payne's voice now? I don't know. Oh, right. What time do you call again? Yeah. Well, let's present this.
Objection!
Dramatic pointing. You found a body at 1 PM. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 PM for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at some time after 4 PM. There was nobody to find at 1 PM. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Oh, Dad. Oh my god, what do you want?
This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time.
Aus his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Salt, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 PM?
Gee, that's a really good question.
Great job, Wright. Way to put them on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions.
Wait, I remember now. Oh my god. You see,
When I found that body, I heard the time.
there was a voice saying the time. It was probably come from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 PM. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Here we go.
Objection!
Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or video. Ah!
The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Salt?
No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Ah! Wait, I remember now.
Mr. Salt, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning.
My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body.
Farewell, Mr. Sword. Let's hear your testimony once more, please.
Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was the table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon the killer used to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. Well, let's do this.
Objection!
Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't the clock. It was the statue. Now how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You with your objections and your evidence. Yes, who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sword. Hey, I saw it there, okay? There's a clock.
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes, Mr. Payne.
as the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch, just tilted, and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submit it as a statue. My apologies.
You shady little bitch.
I see. So, the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Do you have any problems with this testimony yet?
Well, yes. Yes, I do. For one sole reason. Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly, a contradiction. See, the witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. No, he knew the victim. No, he went into the apartment. What else do you expect? You're lying! You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it! Prove I went in there! Oh, I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That's what you heard!
Order the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sword, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. Oh my god, what do you want?
What's the meaning of this?
Well, the meaning is that I'm calling your ruse and calling this guy a bloody killer.
This is all baseless conjecture.
Faceless? Are you offending me now? Just look at the witness's face!
Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock?
That day, I never. Look, the clock, I heard no. When I saw, I knew it was a wig all along. Shut up! I hate you! It was him, I tell you, I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn, give him death.
Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense claims.
Mr. Wright,
What do you want?
you claim this is sound that the witness heard or came from the clock. Do you have any evidence?
The whole case is riding on this. I'd better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sword heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply ask the neighbors. Try sounding the clock, obviously. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully.
I think it's 8:25.
That's certainly a strange way to announce the time.
Also, it's not 8:25, it's almost like 11 at this point. Well, he is the thinker, Arthur.
So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now?
It's 11:25.
As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mrs. Sword heard and the actual time of death. So Mr. Sword, try to talk your way out of this one. Oh my god. What do you want now? You forgot one thing! What's he talking about now? Well, it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow. It proves nothing! How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. Well, I can so obviously prove it. I come all this way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! Your lawyers are all slime. Grr.
Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow.
Exactly. It is obviously the passport.
Take that!
The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time differences between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 PM here, it's 1 AM the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Miss Sword? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Oh great, he had a seizure and died. And now he's gone.
What did I say?
Well, what?
This case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness?
I was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
I have to say I'm impressed. I don't think I've seen someone complete a defense so quickly.
You know, I'm just so good.
And find his true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty.
Where's the confetti coming from?
And with that, this court is adjourned.
It turns out that Frank Sword was a common burglar. Burglaring hamburgers. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sword let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned, and she was so shocked that she turned into a low-res anime cartoon. Flustered, Mr. Sword grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find.
Right, good job in there. Congratulations.
Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you.
Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial in such a satisfying note.
Does that mean I'm your prodigy, ma'am?
No, this is well.
You ungrateful son of a whore! And so my first trial came to a close. It was pretty okay. Larry slapped me on the back and said,
Good reference, yeah.
yes, I know. It's a shame that it had to be you, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us. On least to count the clock he gave me, yeah. I didn't know it then. But that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. My promise to tell Shiva, me and Larry, be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. Well, that was nice.